10 times out of 9, I know you're lying. But 9 times out of 10, I know you're trying. So I'm
Okay, I've been in like 3 different places for these. Yeah, I have a lot of... oh, wait.
So you remember last week? Dude, when I was talking about Adele, and I described Adele's influence as being this miasmic realm that seemed to affect everyone everywhere simultaneously? Hey, dude. What? You sure, dude? What? Are you sure you want to do this? What do you mean? Are you sure you want to go through with this? I mean, yeah. Is there something... Listen, are you 100% sure you want to go on the internet and talk about Beyoncé when you're clearly... I'm clearly what? When you're clearly a middle-aged white guy? Well, I mean, it shouldn't be all of... When you're clearly part of the patriarchy. Part of the... Well, I suppose. When clearly there's absolutely no way any of what you're about to say has even the slightest relevance. I see your point. I mean, I can't stop now, can I? I mean, after all, I'm not here to change anyone's mind. I mean, the whole point of this channel is about me making myself a better person through music. It's got to count for something, right? Right? Your funeral, dude. Well, let me at least spin the dang thing and see what it does.
So I'm trying to be fair, and you're trying to be there, and to care.
My biggest critique, Beyoncé typically isn't my music. You know, I can appreciate what she's done. I can like see that she's very obviously a talented woman. But this album, I feel personally, could have been a lot more than it was. The biggest thing I would have to say is that I noticed that the production just didn't match her performance in the album. You know, you have this very like highly produced sound, you know, that wasn't even popular back in 2016 when it was released, that you see a lot more now, but kind of new for the industry. So you have this super produced album, super like detailed and complex instrumentals, and then her performance just didn't match the energy for a lot of it. There were a couple songs like 6 Inch and Freedom that I thought were really cool, and that are examples of her matching that kind of energy. And I really liked Daddy Lessons, which is a song that, you know, not really anything in the instrumentals. Those songs I feel were the best. You know, she matched it. Her energy was there.
After hearing the whole thing all the way through, my first thought was about how much more diversity in music style there is than I would have expected. There's old school R&B slow jams, there's a ballad, a soul rock thing with Jack White, and samples by Led Zeppelin, a Black Power anthem with Kendrick Lamar, and then there's a trap thing. Yeah, the trap thing. I don't get the way that trap has quite exploded, but I guess that people like it. Something just occurred to me. The rhythm that is used for trap tunes, those little quick little 2-beat phrases, I mean, it would be no effort at all to regroup them into groups of 5, add a pickup, and then get some Shakespeare and iambic pentameter.
So I can compare it to a summer's day. Now, I'm a lovely, step red.
But easily, the 2 standout tracks for me on this first couple of listens are Don't Hurt Yourself with Jack White, and then Freedom with Kendrick Lamar. Don't Hurt Yourself has a very late 60s psychedelic feel to its rhythm track. Even uses that sample from When the Levee Breaks by Zeppelin. Killer build-up through the whole piece. Yeah, I like that one. And I was all set to give the same criticism about note choice that I brought up last week, that maybe Beyoncé wasn't playing the changes. And especially during this song, when she stays on that A, on the 1, when the chord switches to the 5. But each time it happened, she would hit that A for a while, but she would eventually resolve it. And each time, It completely worked. And Freedom. Man, that sounds like somewhere between Gil Scott-Heron and Pharoah Sanders, only with a break by Kendrick Lamar at the end that adds a ton of gravitas to what was already an anthem. Yeah, both of those songs are pretty great. I don't know yet if I'm prepared to say that this entire album works for me. There's a fair number of tunes that I can't really get behind at all, especially Sorry and 6 Inch. But I will say I'm much more excited about this music than I thought I would be after my first couple of listens.
It's just floating there, in the air. Looky there.
The concept of kind of a revenge album in general is very interesting to me. I mean, it's very apparent that she's trying to take you through the emotions of what it's like to get your heart broken by your spouse cheating on you. You know, so you go through like the denial, the grief, the sadness, the anger, acceptance. You go through all of that, and it's very clear. I just think that she could have elevated her performance, and it would have been like a 9 out of 10 album, even if it's not necessarily my music.
There's a lingering hope that drives me to continue exploring music from certain interesting pop stars. I mean, look, in the mid-60s, both Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye were pop stars. Both of them were suit-wearing, radio-safe, signed, sealed, delivered, heard it through the grapevine, Tiger Beat, pop sensations. Then both of them decided that they were finally going to make music from their own hearts. And both of them changed music forever, making some of the most important albums in history. Marvin Gaye went almost completely political and made What's Going On the best anti-war album of all time. And then Stevie had the single greatest streak of creative output of any artist ever, creating Music of My Mind, Talking Book, Intervisions, Fulfilling This First Finale, and Songs of the Key of Life in just 4 years. What were you doing 4 years ago? I keep hoping that another pop star will get to that same level of awesomeness again. It could happen. And is that what Beyoncé did with Lemonade? Emerge from the trappings of pop to transcend the genre and make an album that is destined to change music forever? Well, let me put it this way. She might have actually changed music forever. She really and honestly might have. But if she did, it won't be because of the musical component of this album. The truth of the matter is that she's skillfully documented something that was so personal and intimate and powerful. Just strictly speaking about the source inspiration, you do have to put Lemonade in the same category as Joni Mitchell's Blue or Richard and Linda Thompson's Shoot Out the Lights. Not for the music, mind you, but for the honesty, for the depth and the intimacy of the subject matter, for the subtlety with which she dealt with it, for covering so many myriad facets of the phenomenon and not just the raw love and heartbreak kind of thing that it could have been. And that's part of the music, but it's not the whole story. But then there's the George Lucas thing. Look, when George Lucas made the Star Wars prequels, he was so popular and the demand for his vision was so high that it sure seems that no one in Lucasfilm had enough power or conviction to tell him, hey George, doesn't Jar Jar seem just a little annoying to you? And Count Dooku? Really? We're going to hire Christopher Lee and name him Count Dooku? And I think Beyoncé might be that powerful and that popular. I think there might in fact be nobody in Beyoncé's entourage powerful enough to tell her, really? You're going to use a twanging Hanna-Barbera sound effect for your groove? And Red Lobster? You're going to take the guy to Red Lobster? That's the best you could come up with? But that's only on that last track, Formation. The rest of the album swings from above average R&B and hip hop to damn powerful music. How was that? Was that okay? I guess we'll see, won't we?
So yeah, sorry if I spoke a little quickly. Hi Dad, sorry this is late. Alright.
You're my lifeline? Are you trying to kill me? If it wasn't me, would you still feel me? like on my worst day? Or am I not thirsty enough? I don't care about the lights or the beams. Spend my life in the dark for the sake of you and me.